Hello, everyone. So, all 6 episodes of Hawkeye on Disney Plus are now out, which means I can do my review for season one of it on Disney Plus. So, yeah, of course, this starred Jeremy Renner. I did my review for the first episode when this show came out. It's a little more than a month ago. But yes, without further ado, let me get into my review for it. Each episode is kind of around the 40-minute mark, and the last episode is close to an hour long. So now that everything's wrapped up, I'm good to go. Do the review as I said I'm going to do. So there will be some spoilers if you haven't watched all of Hawkeye yet. I'm going to talk about some of the characters that reveal, get into the arcs a little bit. I'm going to try and keep it as spoiler free as I can for the last episode, but I am, of course, going to talk about it a little bit. If anything pops up, I will let you know if it's a spoiler. Of course, save the video, come back to it when you've watched it. But yeah, let's get into it here. So I actually had a ton of fun with Hawkeye. I found that it definitely did have a slow start to get its feet running, but in kind of near about the halfway mark of episode 4 all the way to the very end finale scene, this show ran with it, and it was really, really good. So much fun to watch. It was fun to watch throughout the whole way through. This is definitely Kate Bishop's story mostly. We do get a bit more of Hawkeye, but I want to say, like, for easily the first half of this, it's a lot of building up Kate Bishop and her eventually going to be taking on the mantle of Hawkeye. And I found that Haley Steinfeld did a fantastic job in the role. She was a shoo-in for this role, and I can't wait to see her in future projects in the MCU. And I would also too, I found that she had amazing chemistry with another character who comes in. I'll get to that. It's a little later on, but she was absolutely perfect with the role. I love the arc that they gave her from the very first shot of this series all the way to the end. It definitely grew her a lot to let us know that anyone could be a hero, and they did a really, really good job like that. Just to what it really means to be a hero, I thought No Way Home did that fantastic, and just the same way for Kate Bishop and Hawkeye. They did exactly that for me, so it was really, really good for Kate Bishop's character. Jeremy Renner is great as Hawkeye again. He brings a lot more of the sarcastic side we were used to from the comic books. It's something I was kind of missing from the first Avengers, and then they started building on top of that for in later films, but he was really, really good in this. And yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised by this show, how much depth it gave him, and especially to his wife was fantastic. And there's something really, really cool that they do in the end episode where they make her very, very capable, and there's a very good reason why. And I really, really enjoyed this part of the show, seeing her, seeing the family work together, understand Hawkeye's role in the world. He definitely has all the support in the world around him, and you really see that. That's why he fights. And again, really good build up for his character. He's very capable, and also too a really, really good teacher. We just start to see him care a lot more as the series goes on, and just made a absolutely fantastic character, and definitely gave a lot more depth to Hawkeye, which I felt was very, very much needed. So props to the show for being able to do that. I found too that the show actually had a really wide range of villains that he was able to bring in, and all of them are really, really good. You get kind of like the tragic background of Echo, who again they gave her a really good arc, really, really similar to what we saw as her comic origin. And I'm excited for her to get her own show and grow from there. I found that in the last 2 episodes, she definitely, again, you see a lot of that strife and struggle, and realize that she needs to be living a new life than the one she is right now. There's a lot of secrecy that's been kept from her. And this show did a really good job bringing that into the light for her and showing her that she has to go down a different path. And of course, they're going to give us a lot more of that on her own show. But when it comes to another villain being, spoiler here if you haven't watched it, Kingpin, yes, he's back. It's Vincent. So super, super excited. They did a really good job making that arc between the two of them. And Kingpin was absolutely fantastic in his role. He did feel a little goofy sometimes, but nothing super outrageous. I don't think this is the same Kingpin that we had in the Daredevil Netflix series, even though it's the same actor, just because of one, the power level that this Kingpin has, where he's just throwing Kate across rooms like it's absolutely nothing. One punch is sending her flying. Definitely didn't see that in the Netflix show, but yeah, he's an absolute menace in this. He has more of kind of the crime boss like swagger to him. For lack of a better word or lack of a better term, that's what I'm gonna go with. And I did really like his performance here. Of course, with what happens in the end of the episode, if you read the comics, specifically Daredevil issue 15 that came out in like the late 90s, 98, I believe. That's the one to read if you want to know what happens after this point. Don't be too scared if you think like, why would they do this to the character? There's a very good reason for it. And then too, from just like even the Tracksuit Mafia was absolutely hilarious. They were fun little goofy henchmen that they're able to bring into this. And I love the final fight scene in episode 6 where they're all fighting at Rockefeller Plaza. And it was just absolutely hilarious. There's some really cool trick arrows that they're able to show off in the show. And especially in that fight scene, they have a lot of fun with just the bow and arrow characters being Kate and Hawkeye. It's, yeah, just absolutely fun. Hilarious use of the environment too. I thought that was really, really good. And then the last villain to talk about is Yelena. So we have her story continued off of the Black Widow film, and they did a fantastic job, I think, just showing what happened to her character throughout the 5 years between Infinity War and Endgame, how it affected her, and just too how hearing the news about Clint affected her, and just the conversation that they have when they get into that very intense moment in both episode 4 and episode 6. Just utterly fantastic. I thought there was just really, really good dialogue and just pushing the two characters forward in a way that's going to affect them, grow them, and just make them better heroes or just better characters in general, depending on where their lives go from here. And I didn't really feel like there were any pacing issues in this show. It's just sometimes it was a bit of a slow build up for some things that didn't feel. There's still a lot of questions left by the end of this episode, and I feel like it could have done a lot more build up for, say, like the Daredevil universe in this show, the Kingpin aspect of it. So, like, his little parts in it were awesome, but it definitely feels like it wrapped up too soon. I feel like if this series was maybe 8 episodes long, they could have done a lot more things to grow the MCU with the time that they had, where they just, you can tell that they ran out of time here. There was so much more story that they could have told to make it a lot more interesting, but unfortunately, that's just the way that it kind of played out. I don't think it takes away too much of the show. It's still pretty grounded and fantastic in what it had to do. But I just feel like there was some missing story here, especially too. There is an after credits scene in episode 6, but not too much of a spoiler here. It's just Rogers the musical, so there's not really a whole lot of story and world building that can do. I was really expecting them to show us what's going to happen to Yelena, maybe Kingpin, what's huge spoilers for No Way Home if you haven't seen this, but what Matt Murdock is up to in this universe. I feel like that would have been cool kind of to tie that in at the very least, but unfortunately, we didn't get any of that, so we'll see how they're able to tell these stories instead of just doing like a little teaser in the after credit scenes. But yeah, no, I did really enjoy my time with Hawkeye. It was a very, very fun season, and if we do get a second one, that'd be awesome. I can't wait to see more of Kate Bishop and Yelena in future MCU projects, because both of them had Florence Pugh and Haley Steinfeld had absolutely amazing chemistry together, and yeah, to be able to see more of their interactions, I think will be very, very fun in future movies and TV shows down the line in the MCU. But with all this taken together, again, I did have a very fun time with it, so that's why I'm going to give Hawkeye a 7.5 out of 10. I just feel like, again, missing stories here and there. There could have been a lot more build up. There could have been a lot more that this could have done for the future of the MCU instead of just kind of set up Kate Bishop as a character and tie up loose ends in Black Widow. But I still highly recommend it. It's very fun, and I definitely recommend that you check it out. It's only 6 episodes, so it's pretty easy to binge through. But if you've seen Hawkeye, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. What was your favorite part? What you're most excited for going forward with these characters in the MCU? And of course, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You can check out all the other reviews that I do and everything I do in the channel through my playlist down below, and I'll link them up top here for all of you. Subscribe, turn the little ring on if you want to know when I upload new videos. If you want to check out everything I do Twitch-wise, that is in the link of this bio of this video and on my channel. And in both of those places, there's a link to the Media Mountain, which is my Discord, where we talk about movies, video games, comic books, TVs, pretty much everything that's awesome in this world. So you can definitely join that amazing community and make it even more amazing than it is already. And yeah, just awesome, guys. Go check out Hawkeye.